In the vast expanse of nature, living organisms are bound together by an intricate and fascinating network known as the food web. This complex web of life illustrates the interconnectedness of all living things, from the smallest insects to the largest mammals. At the heart of the food web lies a simple yet profound concept: energy flow. Every organism needs energy to survive, grow, and reproduce. The food web dictates how this energy is transferred from one living being to another. Imagine a spider patiently spinning its web, a hawk soaring high above a field, or a school of fish darting through coral reefs. These seemingly disparate organisms are all connected by the invisible threads of the food web. This intricate system ensures the survival of entire ecosystems by dictating who eats whom and how energy flows through different levels. The food web is built upon three fundamental groups: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers, primarily plants and algae, form the foundation of the food web. They harness the sun's energy and convert it into usable forms through photosynthesis, creating the essential building blocks of life. Consumers, on the other hand, depend on other organisms for their energy. They range from herbivores that graze on plants to carnivores that hunt other animals. Finally, decomposers play a critical role in breaking down dead organisms and waste products. They return essential nutrients to the ecosystem, completing the cycle of life and ensuring the continuation of the intricate dance of the food web. Understanding the food web is crucial for comprehending the delicate balance of nature and the interconnectedness of all living things. At the very bottom of the food web, we find the producers. These remarkable organisms, mainly plants and algae, possess the incredible ability to harness the sun's energy through photosynthesis. They capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy in the form of sugars, essentially creating their own food. This process forms the foundation of the food web, as producers provide the initial source of energy for all other organisms in the ecosystem. Moving up the food web, we encounter the consumers. Unlike producers, consumers cannot produce their own food. Instead, they obtain energy by consuming other organisms. Herbivores, the primary consumers, directly feed on producers, deriving energy from plants and algae. They represent the link between the producers and the higher levels of the food web. Carnivores, the secondary consumers, occupy the next level. They obtain their energy by preying on herbivores. These skilled hunters have evolved various adaptations for capturing and consuming their prey, ensuring the flow of energy continues. At the apex of the food web, we find the top predators, the tertiary consumers. These powerful creatures have few natural enemies and play a crucial role in regulating populations at lower levels. Finally, we come to the decomposers, the unsung heroes of the food web. These organisms, primarily bacteria and fungi, break down dead organisms and waste products, returning essential nutrients to the ecosystem. Decomposers play a vital role in recycling nutrients, making them available for producers to utilize once again. Without decomposers, the food web would be incomplete and ecosystems would become overrun with dead matter. Food webs are not uniform structures. They vary greatly depending on the specific ecosystem they represent. Each ecosystem, from lush grasslands to vast oceans, possesses a unique cast of characters and intricate relationships that shape its food web. In a vibrant grassland ecosystem, the food web begins with producers like grasses, wildflowers, and shrubs. These plants support a diverse array of herbivores, including grazing mammals like zebras and gazelles, as well as insects like grasshoppers and butterflies. Predators such as lions, cheetahs, and birds of prey occupy the higher levels of the food web, keeping herbivore populations in check. Decomposers, including bacteria and fungi, thrive in the soil, breaking down dead organisms and returning nutrients to the ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems, such as oceans, lakes, and rivers, also exhibit complex food webs. Phytoplankton, microscopic algae that float near the water's surface, serve as the primary producers, harnessing sunlight to produce energy. Zooplankton, tiny animals that feed on phytoplankton, form the next link in the food web. Small fish consume zooplankton, while larger fish, sharks, and marine mammals occupy the higher trophic levels. Decomposers, primarily bacteria, operate at every level, breaking down organic matter and recycling nutrients. Forests, with their towering trees and diverse plant life, host incredibly intricate food webs. Trees, shrubs and understory plants provide nourishment for a wide range of herbivores, including insects, deer, rabbits and squirrels. Predators like owls, foxes and snakes keep herbivore populations in check, while decomposers such as fungi and bacteria break down deadwood and leaf litter, returning nutrients to the forest floor. Food webs are not merely fascinating illustrations of nature's complexity. They play a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of ecosystems. The intricate relationships within a food web contribute to ecosystem stability, biodiversity, nutrient cycling, energy flow, and conservation efforts. Ecosystem stability is heavily reliant on the intricate interplay of organisms within a food web. By regulating populations and ensuring that no single species dominates, food webs prevent ecological imbalances that could lead to ecosystem collapse. For example, predators keep herbivore populations in check, preventing overgrazing and subsequent habitat destruction. Biodiversity, the variety of life within an ecosystem, is also supported by food webs. The intricate connections between species with multiple food sources and predators create a complex web of life that fosters resilience and adaptability to environmental change. A diverse food web is better equipped to withstand disturbances such as disease outbreaks or climate fluctuations. Nutrient cycling, the movement and exchange of organic and inorganic matter within an ecosystem, is another essential function of food webs. Decomposers play a critical role in breaking down dead organisms and waste products, returning essential nutrients to the soil, water and air, where they can be reused by producers. This continuous cycling of nutrients ensures the long-term sustainability of ecosystems. Energy flow, the transfer of energy from one organism to another through consumption, is the driving force behind food webs. Producers capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy, which is then passed along the food web as organisms consume one another. This energy flow sustains all life within an ecosystem and dictates the structure and complexity of food webs. Conservation efforts rely heavily on understanding food webs and the interconnectedness of species. By identifying keystone species, those that have a disproportionately large impact on their ecosystem, conservationists can focus their efforts on protecting these critical players and maintaining the integrity of entire food webs. Section 5. Ecological Pyramids, Quantifying Life's Interconnections. To better understand the dynamics of food webs, ecologists utilize ecological pyramids, graphical representations that depict the trophic structure and energy flow within an ecosystem. These pyramids provide valuable insights into the relationships between different trophic levels and the overall health of an ecosystem. There are three main types of ecological pyramids: pyramids of numbers, pyramids of biomass, and pyramids of energy. Pyramids of numbers illustrate the number of individual organisms at each trophic level. The base of the pyramid represents the producers, while subsequent levels depict the herbivores, carnivores, and top predators. In a typical pyramid of numbers, the width of each level reflects the relative number of organisms at that trophic level, with the base being the widest and the apex the narrowest. Pyramids of biomass represent the total mass of living organisms at each trophic level. Instead of counting individual organisms, pyramids of biomass consider the total weight of all organisms within a trophic level. This type of pyramid provides insights into the distribution of organic matter within an ecosystem and can help identify potential imbalances or limitations in energy transfer. Pyramids of energy depict the flow of energy through the different trophic levels of an ecosystem. The base of the pyramid represents the producers who capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy. As energy flows upwards through the pyramid, each level represents the amount of energy available to the next trophic level. Pyramids of energy are always upright, reflecting the second law of thermodynamics, which states that energy is lost as heat with each transfer. Section 6. Pyramids of numbers. Counting creatures, great and small. Pyramids of numbers provide a straightforward visual representation of the trophic structure of an ecosystem by illustrating the number of individual organisms at each trophic level. While they can be useful for comparing different ecosystems or tracking changes over time, they can sometimes be misleading. For instance, a single tree can support thousands of insects, resulting in an inverted pyramid where the herbivore level appears larger than the producer level. Imagine a vast grassland ecosystem teeming with life. At the base of the pyramid, we find an abundance of grasses, the primary producers. Their sheer number dwarfs all other trophic levels. Moving up to the primary consumers, we encounter a smaller number of grazing herbivores, such as zebras and gazelles. These animals, though fewer in number than the grasses they consume, are still relatively abundant. As we ascend to the secondary consumers, the carnivores that prey on herbivores, the pyramid narrows significantly. Lions, cheetahs, and other predators are fewer in number than their prey, reflecting the energy flow within the ecosystem. Finally, at the apex of the pyramid, we find the top predators, such as vultures and hyenas, which exist in even smaller numbers. However, pyramids of numbers can be influenced by the size and life history of the organisms involved. A single tree, for example, can support thousands of insects, resulting in an inverted pyramid where the herbivore level appears larger than the producer level. In such cases, pyramids of numbers may not accurately reflect the energy flow within the ecosystem. Section 7. Pyramids of biomass. Weighing the building blocks of life. Pyramids of biomass offer a different perspective on trophic structure by considering the total mass of living organisms at each trophic level. Instead of counting individual organisms, pyramids of biomass provide a more accurate representation of the energy stored and available at each level. This is particularly useful in aquatic ecosystems, where the size difference between producers and consumers can be significant. In a typical terrestrial ecosystem, the pyramid of biomass follows a similar pattern to the pyramid of numbers, with a broad base of producers and progressively narrower levels of consumers. This is because a large biomass of plants is required to support a smaller biomass of herbivores, which in turn supports an even smaller biomass of carnivores. However, in aquatic ecosystems, the pyramid of biomass can take on an inverted shape. This is because phytoplankton, the primary producers in many aquatic environments, are microscopic and have a very short lifespan. Despite their small size and rapid turnover, they produce a tremendous amount of energy, supporting a larger biomass of zooplankton, which are then consumed by even larger fish. Pyramids of biomass highlight the importance of considering not just the number of organisms, but also their size and life cycles when studying energy flow in ecosystems. Section 8. Pyramids of energy. Tracing the flow of life's fuel. Pyramids of energy provide the most accurate representation of energy flow within an ecosystem. Unlike pyramids of numbers or biomass, which can be influenced by factors like organism size and lifespan, pyramids of energy are always upright, reflecting the second law of thermodynamics, which states that energy is lost as heat with each transfer. At the base of the pyramid, we find the producers, who capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy through photosynthesis. Only a small fraction of the sun's energy is actually captured by producers, and even less is converted into usable forms. This represents the first level of the pyramid. As we move up the pyramid, each level represents the amount of energy available to the next trophic level. Herbivores, the primary consumers, consume the producers and obtain a portion of the energy stored in plant tissues. However, a significant amount of energy is lost during digestion and through metabolic processes such as respiration and heat production. Carnivores, the secondary consumers, obtain energy by consuming herbivores. Again, a significant portion of the energy stored in the herbivore's body is lost during the transfer. This pattern continues as we move up the pyramid, with less and less energy available at each successive trophic level. The upright shape of the pyramid of energy illustrates the concept of ecological efficiency. which refers to the percentage of energy transferred from one trophic level to the next. Ecological efficiency is typically very low, ranging from 5% to 20%, meaning that only a small fraction of the energy available at one level is actually transferred to the next. This explains why food chains are rarely more than 4 or 5 links long. There simply isn't enough energy available to support a larger number of trophic levels. Section 9. Biological Partnerships. Symbiosis in the natural world. Beyond the predator-prey relationships that dominate food webs, there exists a fascinating world of biological partnerships known as symbiosis. Symbiosis refers to a close and long-term interaction between two different species, and it plays a crucial role in shaping the biodiversity and stability of ecosystems. There are 3 main types of symbiosis: commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism. Commensalism is a type of symbiotic relationship where one organism benefits and the other is neither harmed nor helped. A classic example is the relationship between cattle egrets and grazing mammals. As cattle graze, they stir up insects and other small animals, which the egrets readily snatch up. The egrets benefit from the easy meal, while the cattle are neither harmed nor helped by the egret's presence. Mutualism is a type of symbiotic relationship where both organisms benefit from the interaction. One of the most famous examples is the relationship between bees and flowering plants. Bees obtain nectar and pollen from flowers, which they use for food, while simultaneously pollinating the plants, allowing them to reproduce. Both organisms benefit from this mutually beneficial interaction. Parasitism is a type of symbiotic relationship where one organism, the parasite, benefits at the expense of the other organism, the host. Parasites are typically smaller than their hosts and live on or inside their bodies, obtaining nutrients and shelter while potentially harming the host. Examples include tapeworms that live in the intestines of animals, ticks that feed on the blood of mammals, and mistletoe that extracts nutrients from trees. Symbiotic relationships highlight the interconnectedness of life and the complex ways in which different species interact and depend on each other for survival. These partnerships play a crucial role in maintaining the balance and biodiversity of ecosystems. Section 10. Conclusion. Our role in preserving nature's masterpiece. The food web, with its intricate connections and delicate balance, serves as a testament to the complexity and interconnectedness of life on Earth. From the smallest insects to the largest whales, every organism plays a vital role in maintaining the health and stability of ecosystems. Understanding the principles of food webs, ecological pyramids, and biological associations is crucial for appreciating the delicate balance of nature and our role in preserving it. As human activities increasingly impact the natural world, it is more important than ever to recognize our responsibility as stewards of the planet. Habitat destruction, climate change, pollution, and overexploitation of resources threaten the delicate balance of ecosystems and the intricate food webs they support. By understanding the interconnectedness of life and the potential consequences of our actions, we can make informed decisions that promote sustainability and conservation. Supporting sustainable agriculture, reducing our carbon footprint, minimizing pollution, and protecting natural habitats are just a few of the ways we can help preserve the intricate web of life for future generations. The study of food webs, ecological pyramids, and biological associations provides us with a glimpse into the fascinating world of nature and the intricate relationships that sustain life on Earth. By appreciating the complexity and interconnectedness of ecosystems, we can cultivate a deeper respect for the natural world and work towards a future where both humanity and nature can thrive.